Mr. Alfred was one of the richest men in the country. He had mansions in cities people only dreamed about, fleets of cars packed like toys, and a private jet that had gold seats. But with all the money and power he had, something kept him awake at night, the fear that his family didn't love him, they only loved his money. His wife, Juliet, was beautiful but proud. His children wore designers from head to toe, but not one of them ever asked, "Daddy, how are you feeling today?" They only came to him when they needed a new iPhone, a trip to Dubai, or a brand new car. One night, Mr. Alfred sat alone in his room and cried. "What if they only see me as a bank and not a father or husband?" he whispered. That night, he made a painful decision. He would test them. He would act like a poor, homeless man to see who they really were without his money. He told his driver and staff he was traveling for business, but he didn't go far. Instead, he changed into old, torn clothes. He rolled in dust, rubbed charcoal on his face, and carried a dirty bag full of rags. When he looked in the mirror, even he didn't recognize himself. He limped back to his own mansion like a beggar. The gate he paid millions to build was now closed against him. He knocked softly. The security man opened a small window and screamed, "Hey! Go away. This is not a dustbin for people like you." Mr. Alfred bowed his head and whispered, "Please sir, I'm hungry. Just small food or water." The security man spat beside him and slammed the window shut. 2 hours later, Juliet came out with her friends, laughing and snapping selfies by the flower garden. Mr. Alfred quickly knelt down and stretched his hand. "Madam, I have not eaten. Just bread, even biscuit. Please." Juliet turned slowly. She looked at him from head to toe and hissed, "You are smelling. Don't come close to me. You dirty fool. Go and die somewhere else." Her friends laughed. Then Juliet spat on him. Right there in front of everyone. Mr. Alfred felt like his chest was burning. But what broke him the most came next. His 3 children ran out. They had heard noise. The youngest asked, "Mommy, who is this ugly-smelling man?" Juliet replied, "He's one of those useless beggars who want rich people to pity them. Let him go and die." The eldest son picked a bottle of cold water and poured it on Mr. Alfred's head. The others clapped and laughed as water soaked his body and mud ran down his face. Mr. Alfred looked up at his family, heart in pieces. They didn't know the man they were mocking was the same man who gave them life, comfort, and everything they had. Without saying a word, he stood up and walked away slowly, like a shadow of himself. Tears mixed with mud. The test had just begun. Mr. Alfred didn't go far. He found an old bus stop where no one would notice him. He sat there through the cold night, thinking about what had just happened. His own wife had spat on him. His own children had laughed at him. And they didn't even know it was him. By morning, his heart was heavy with pain, but he had made up his mind. He picked up a small phone he had hidden in his dirty bag and made one call to his lawyer. "Freeze all my bank accounts, shut down access to all properties, and lock up the house if needed. Tell them I am missing. Don't let them know I'm behind it," he said quietly. The lawyer was shocked. "Are you sure, sir?" "I want to see what they will do when the money is gone," Mr. Alfred said, and ended the call. That same day, everything changed. Juliet was in the bedroom when her phone rang. The lawyer's voice came cold and sharp. "Madam, Mr. Alfred has been declared missing. Until he is found, the court has frozen all accounts and properties." At first, Juliet was calm. "He'll be back. He's probably with one of his friends." But days passed. Then weeks. Still no word from Mr. Alfred. The money stopped coming in. The ATM card stopped working. The lights were cut off. The house began to lose its shine. Instead of searching for her husband or worrying about his safety, Juliet turned to something else: other men. She started dressing up every night, sneaking out of the house, and coming back in the morning with perfumes that didn't belong to Mr. Alfred. She found a rich man in the city and started sleeping with him. Soon, she was flying to Abuja, Port Harcourt, even Dubai, enjoying herself while her children stayed at home, confused and hungry. She told them, "Don't worry. Your father is gone. He left us, but we will survive." Juliet started living large again. Expensive dinners, new clothes, and flashy handbags. She laughed louder, danced harder, and told her friends, life is sweet without that boring old man. Meanwhile, Mr. Alfred was watching. He passed by the house one evening dressed like a beggar. From a corner, he saw Juliet coming out of the gate, entering a big car driven by another man. She kissed the man on the cheek and giggled like a teenager. Mr. Alfred's heart broke again. The same woman who spat on him, the same woman who called him useless, was now sleeping with another man while he was declared missing. He turned away slowly, the pain in his chest growing stronger. But now, it wasn't just pain. It was anger. The day of truth was coming. And when it came, the whole world would hear the story. 3 weeks had passed since Mr. Alfred disappeared. The world was beginning to talk. Newspapers printed headlines like, "Where is billionaire Alfred?" and "Mystery surrounds rich man's disappearance." His wife, Juliet, didn't care. She was too busy enjoying her new life with other men. The children had become rude and wild. With no father to guide them, they did whatever they liked. The house that once smelled of love and laughter now smelled of cigarettes and strange perfume. But one evening, as the sun was going down, a strange figure walked slowly toward the mansion. His clothes were torn, his face covered in dust, and his feet bare. It was Mr. Alfred again, dressed like a mad beggar. He limped to the gate and knocked gently. The new security man looked through the hole and shouted, "Who be this again? You this mad man, why you know they go away?" Mr. Alfred replied weakly, "Please. I'm hungry. Just water, anything." The security man laughed. "You never tire. No food here for beggars." Still, Mr. Alfred stood there, waiting, hoping someone in that house would have a heart. Suddenly, the gate opened. Juliet walked out again, wearing a tight gown, holding her phone, laughing on a call with one of her new lovers. She saw Mr. Alfred and rolled her eyes. "You again," she shouted. "This man, you be bad luck. You know they hear word." Mr. Alfred knelt down slowly, pretending to beg. "Madam, please. My stomach is empty. I haven't eaten in days. Just small water." Juliet hissed. "Tu fiocqua. Look how you smell. You want to stand in front of my house and spoil my day." She turned to the children who had come out after hearing noise. "Children, come and see this mad fool again." The first son ran inside and brought a cold bottle of water. The second daughter brought a bucket from the kitchen. "Let's teach this dirty pig a lesson," Juliet shouted. Before Mr. Alfred could speak, cold water was poured on his head. First from the bottle, then from the bucket. The children laughed and danced. Juliet clapped her hands. "Next time, go and die somewhere else," she screamed. Soaked, shaking, and heartbroken, Mr. Alfred looked at them. Not with anger. Not with hate. But with silence. Then he slowly stood up, water dripping from his body, and walked away from his own house again. The street was quiet. The air was heavy. They still didn't know. But very soon, they would. The world kept turning, but something was building, something powerful and silent. For 2 months, Mr. Alfred stayed hidden, watching from a distance. He had seen enough. His heart was wounded, but now it was time to act. Not with anger, but with truth and power. One morning, the sky was bright and blue. Birds sang sweetly. But in the hearts of Juliet and her children, trouble was about to knock like thunder. A convoy of black cars drove into the estate. Police vans followed behind. Cameras from top media houses rolled in. Security men jumped down with walkie-talkies. Neighbors gathered to see what was happening. The mansion's gate was forced open by armed police officers. Juliet, who was eating breakfast with her new man, screamed as she saw the crowd enter the compound. "What is going on?" "Who are you people?" she shouted, shaking. Then, from one of the cars, stepped out a clean-shaven man in a gray suit, dark glasses, and polished shoes. It was Mr. Alfred. The whole compound went quiet. His presence alone made time freeze. He removed his glasses slowly and looked around. Juliet gasped. "Alfred. You're alive." The children stepped back, shocked. The boy stammered, "Dad." Mr. Alfred walked slowly across the compound, looked at the floor, and then at his family, the same family that spat on him, poured water on him, laughed at his pain, and replaced him with strangers. "Yes, I'm alive," he said calmly. "And I saw everything." Juliet knelt down, tears pouring. "Please, it was the devil. I didn't know it was you. I thought you were a madman." The daughter cried, "Daddy, please. I'm sorry, we were just joking." The son tried to hug him. "It was Mommy's idea, not mine." But Mr. Alfred raised one hand and they all froze. He turned to the police officers and said, "Take them inside." They marched the family into the house. The cameras followed. The house was dirty, the walls stained, the furniture broken, the result of months of careless living and wild parties. Mr. Alfred sighed. "This is what I built with love, and this is what you turned it into." He brought out a folder and gave it to his lawyer, who read the contents out loud. "As of today, Mr. Alfred is divorcing Juliet and cutting off all spousal benefits." Juliet screamed and rolled on the floor. "Please. I don't have anyone else. Don't do this to me." Mr. Alfred didn't even blink. "You had someone else when I was missing. Where is he now?" Juliet's lips trembled. She had no answer. Then the lawyer continued. "Mr. Alfred's 24-year-old son and 20-year-old daughter are being charged with assault and abuse under correctional laws. They will be sent to a correctional center for 6 months. "What?" the son shouted. "Daddy. No. You can't do this. I'm your son," the daughter screamed. "Please, Daddy." But Mr. Alfred's eyes were full of tears as he replied, "You poured water on me. You laughed. You clapped. You mocked a man begging for help. That man was your father." Police officers moved in and handcuffed the 2 children. They cried and screamed, calling for mercy, but Mr. Alfred said nothing more. Juliet tried to grab his leg. "Please don't destroy the family." Mr. Alfred pulled his leg away and said, "I didn't destroy this family. You did, with your greed, your disrespect, your pride." He turned to his staff and said, "Clean this house. Burn the bed sheets. Throw away every cloth she left behind. I want to smell peace again in my home." The news spread like wildfire across the country. Billionaire fakes disappearance, tests family, and they failed terribly. People everywhere talked about how the wife spat on him, how the children poured water on their father, and how Mr. Alfred returned like a king and took back his throne. Some called it wicked, others called it wisdom. But one thing was sure, it was a lesson the whole world would never forget. Mr. Alfred stood at the top of his clean balcony later that night, alone but peaceful. He looked at the stars and whispered to himself, "Sometimes you have to lose everything, to find out who truly deserves anything." Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more interesting stories like this.